paradigm. Perhaps way back in ancient times we did. Okay, but it's been a long time since we have fallen into a death paradigm. In fact, the degree of this is stuff we'll cover in Hawaii because it deserves a lot of, it deserves a beautiful environment. It deserves a peaceful environment because we'll really go into the implications of that deeper. Okay, so let's talk about these a little bit. Because a lot of these things are things that people take for granted as part of their life here. Okay, in other words, accidents, we don't like them, but we accept them that they happen, right? The whole aging process, the whole blaming of other people in terms of guilt and innocence, who's guilty, who's innocent, who deserves to be punished.
A lot of that.
Okay, and how do they deserve to be punished? Getting tired, living in fear. The fact that we believe things are fixed in this world. Our physics is fixed, for example. We're bound by the limitations of the physical. We believe in all of that. Grief is a natural part of living. People just expect it at some point, right? We believe in guilt very strongly. We see people being harmed. Okay, we obsess about how something has to be done. That's the biggie. We're kind of confronted with the idea of impossibilities because we believe things are fixed and things have boundaries and you can't undo those or you can't go beyond them. The feeling that we're inadequate. All of us, I think at some point will feel that we're inadequate on certain levels. We judge each other, judge ourselves, we judge others. We believe in lack. We see it everywhere. Right? People are starving. People don't have enough. We have to pay for everything. So we definitely believe we're limited. We do have a belief system of no pain, no gain. That's embedded in us forever. We see poverty everywhere, so we definitely believe in that. Oftentimes we feel powerless to affect change in our lives in any great degree. We believe in punishment, and this goes along with the belief in guilt. If you believe in guilt, you have to believe in punishment because they go hand in hand together. And what one of us hasn't looked at somebody who's behaving badly or has committed a crime and thought to ourselves, well, they'll get theirs. Karma will take care of them. Okay, or good for them that they're off in the slammer for life or whatever, okay? All right, we believe in sickness, because sickness is really an effect of the belief in guilt. All right. So we believe in sin, even though we might say we don't, we really do. When it comes to, and I saw that with my parents, when it gets close to the time of their death, all of a sudden they're starting to worry. Gee, am I as good as I think I am? Am I going to go to heaven? Am I going to be judged or punished? So there's various forms of that, not just religious-wise, but in terms of reincarnation and having to come back and do something over again. That whole belief that's really not based in an eternal life paradigm. So we believe in smallness and solidity and definitely sorrow. Starvation, struggle, suffering, that things are temporary. That's a big thing because I don't know about you, but the whole idea of how temporary things are, especially when you have kids, for example, right? And all of a sudden, at one point, you realize that, well, I gave birth to these children, which means someday they're going to die. And is it going to be before me or after me, or what a horrible thought. But somebody else will say, well, it's just nature. Isn't it just nature that things are born to die? In fact, Source came right out and said to me the other day, things come into this world to die. Okay, and that's a whole other conversation. That's a little bit in our progressive course. But the fact that we come here to die is pretty interesting. Because everything that is here dies. And we call it natural. It's not natural, it's a death paradigm.